It's Judy of Dining with the Diva. I'm a little bit early. I just thought I'd come in and I started to clean up my artichokes. We're going to do two recipes today. We're going to do one of my favorite summer recipes that my mother-in-law taught me. It's called fake fish, Pesce Finto. In Florence, they don't eat a lot of fish because it's kind of expensive. We're about an hour from the sea, and traditionally fish was for rich people, or fish on Friday because of being Catholic. So they would have, like the salt cod would be a poor people's fish, anchovies packed in salt, maybe filet of sole. I remember my mother-in-law having filet of sole. Hi, Miyuki. But salmon from like Norway or anything like that. Hi, Robin. Nice to see you. They didn't eat a lot of fish, so they would have, on like Friday was fish day, like I said, bacalao livornese, which we've already done, would be common, or just even no meat and just have vegetables. Going out in Florence still to eat fish can be very expensive. It can be, $50 to $70 a person. I think mostly you're paying for what people throw away, because if you buy fish that's not really treated, so it'll go bad really quickly. They don't tend to buy, flash frozen fish or vacuum packed fish. I do see sometimes restaurants will get like tuna steaks, or even fish vendors will have steaks of tuna already cleaned in there. So this is a fun recipe, and it's kind of like a summer potato salad, but it has tuna in it. So we use canned tuna a lot. Canned, when I say canned, I also mean in glass. So see how pretty you can actually see the beautiful tuna fillets in here. And this was a yellowfin tuna made in Italy. There's a lot of tunas in Italy, and it's packed in oil. I don't really care for the one packed in water. I think it doesn't have a lot of flavor. So this is oil-packed tuna, not heavy olive oil, but lighter olive oil. And whenever I'm in doubt here, I'll have a tuna sandwich at a bar because they're always fabulous. They don't really use a lot of mayonnaise here. They use a little bit. In fact, it usually comes out of a little like a toothpaste tube, and they'll squeeze on some as a decoration. But I actually bought a little jar of mayonnaise the other day because Andrea wanted some. Just have cold on boiled vegetables or something, simple summer. But usually, what I do for this recipe, what is olive oil? What is mayonnaise? Mayonnaise is oil and an egg yolk and an acid like lemon juice or vinegar or something like that. And when you're making a recipe for a buffet and it's going to be sitting out, you shouldn't really have raw egg yolks sitting out. So that's one of the problems with mayonnaise. So often what I'll do is I'll just use vinegar and olive oil. And that makes work out my mousse kind of just to lighten up this sauce. So what we've done, Tuscan boiled potatoes. This is like a Yukon Gold. Again, potatoes were a New World food, so we don't have a russet or a Idaho. Obviously, we don't have Idaho. But we have, excuse me, I'm dying of allergies. This is a little like a Yukon Gold kind of potato. And we boil them in their skins in salted water. So I salt the water quite heavily. I like that it gets flavor. And through osmosis, it'll get the flavor of the salt into the potato. And then we skin the potato. If you just boiled it without the skin, it would get really watery. So this is the same trick you would do if you're doing potato gnocchi, okay? I'm just doing a small recipe today. One in the book is on page 27. And then you cut it into cubes. And we're going to make like a mashed potato. So not just a whole potato there. We're going to mash the potatoes with just a fork to make mashed potatoes. And then we're going to blend in the tuna from the can. And I like to use the vinegar, that capers are packed in vinegar. So we get the capers packed in vinegar. Did you see my little YouTube? I went and harvested some capers the other day. These are my capers I'm salting right now. So these are fresh capers. And you can see how tiny they are. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little caper. And I'm mixing them in salt, and every day I mix them. And they give off their water, and I add another teaspoon of salt. And then when they kind of get dry and stop giving off their water, I'll just put them in a jar with just like the little salt like that that's left on there. So you can buy salt packed capers here. I think they have more flavor, and that's why I like them. But when you get the capers packed in vinegar, often they're the bigger buds, which are actually, capers are a flower bud. I've been posting, and I will post more on my Facebook page. Maybe I'll put it on the Dining with the Diva page. And you can see in the piazza near my house, I have capers growing, so I just walk over there and take them. Ciao, Marta. Did you ever have fake fish, Pesce Finto, when you're here, Marta? Sometimes for a party I'll make it and I'll just stuff it into little tomatoes. But what we're going to do today is like the mom version, and you make a little fish out of the fake fish and do cucumber scales. So it's kind of cute. So this is simple, and I'm just doing, I think I've got 300 grams of potatoes here today instead of 500. So it's just a little smaller than my normal recipe, so I'm not going to use all the tuna in the can. Okay, so this was 2 nice potatoes. Okay, and I'm going to add most of this tuna. These are beautiful fillets in here too. See, they come out like in nice chunks. I just love tuna. Yeah, look at this. This looks like a fisherman made it. You see how beautiful the tuna fillets are? Really nice. We do a lot with tuna. Oh, that's right, for the Syracuse kids. Yeah, I love that. Okay. I'm going to do like 3/4 of this jar. Okay. I always save a little tuna. I like tuna pasta sauce. I just make the garlic, olive oil, chili pepper, tomato sauce like the arrabbiata, and I put in tuna and grated orange or lemon zest. So I'm just breaking this up. Okay. And then mix it with the potatoes. And then I'm going to add some of the vinegar from the capers and some of the capers. So maybe like a couple of tablespoons. I like vinegar. I think it makes it really fresh tasting. Maybe a little spoon for these so it'll be easier and not annoying noise. So sometimes for a party I could just spread this on bread. Or like I said, serve it with some sliced tomatoes or even like in a tomato. So I think I've got enough vinegar in there. Okay. And then, if I'm not using the mayonnaise too, I could add a little bit of olive oil. Hi Robin. I love tuna. Oh, it's really, you should get Italian or Spanish tuna. It's expensive, but it's so good. I never really liked tuna growing up, and now I know why. Remember when it said chicken of the sea? What was that all about? Does that still exist? Not sure what. Okay, so as I'm mixing this now, it's blending, and the potatoes are getting softer and being more of a puree. The tuna's falling apart, and I'll show you this in a minute. So even this is especially good like for college kids. I saw Martha's here, and she worked with Syracuse University. So I taught cooking for Syracuse University for years. And this was a fun thing for them to do because it's cheap and it's fresh and it's good. So I'm just doing this till no more lumps of the potatoes are left and that the tuna's broken apart. And it's kind of a poor man's mousse or a pâté. Let me just show you. Okay. You guys talking about what tuna you're getting, where it's from? And then today I'm going to add just a little bit of mayonnaise because Andrea likes it. Excuse me. The olives are still giving off tons of pollen, and it gives me asthma, so I can't breathe. Went and got drugs. They're so expensive here for just like allergy pills. I just walked into the pharmacy and just asked for them without getting them prescribed. They're like $1 a piece. But then aspirin is too, so. Okay, that gave it a nice texture. I'll put it on the tray, then we'll shape it. I'll show you. I don't know if you noticed, I didn't salt this. The potatoes were already salted and the capers are kind of salty. So can you see what a nice little mousse that is right now? So now is when you bring the kids out and you just get silly. I kind of push it down flat and I make fins in the back. And then the fish is going to have his little face right there. Save a little caper and put one there for his eye. I didn't get a mouth for him. Maybe I could use some of my cucumber skin to make a mouth. Once I made an octopus, once I made a mermaid. So you can get kind of a creative here. More of a waist there. Let's see, here's my little fish shape. My artist is coming out, and I'm going to give him little scales now, so he'll be cuter. Let me wash my hands. So it's kind of just a fun, silly little thing for a party. So now I'm going to slice cucumbers. You want to peel the cucumber so it's not bitter. Then I cut it in half lengthwise, because this is not a big fish. And just some nice thin little slices. And we're going to make his little scales, okay? The thinner they are, the more pliable they'll be. So they'll be easier to shape and form. And I usually start at the back and work my way to the front so it finishes with like a little collar and leave the face empty. Okay, so I'll just start like on his little fins and just kind of overlapping these, kind of offset them a little bit to make them look more like a scale. And then I'll come up and cover him. So it's like, I think it'd be great for a mermaid. I was staying in Florida once and did a little mermaid for a party. So this is just so refreshing. Serve it cold from the refrigerator. And again, if you are using any mayonnaise, be sure to keep it refrigerated until you're serving it. That's why I like just the oil and vinegar. I mean, it is good cold, but room temperature is really good too. Or even, like I said, as like crostini. And then I start thinking, it's like, well, what about just putting on like salmon? What about salmon instead of tuna, making it kind of fancier? A couple more. Getting his little neck ready now. So again, I really love making this with kids, big kids and little kids, all ages of kids. We'll give him a little smile. Here we go. Fake fish. Look how cute he is, huh? I should probably work on like a little fin at the top or something. So this is just a silly little family recipe. Hi Joyce, hi Karen. Okay, for a fake fish. And now I'm going to take a little break, just for a minute or so, clean up, and then we're going to do the artichokes because I want to put these on the video separately afterwards, okay? So we'll see you in a minute. Ciao, ciao.